Hey everyone, it's Justin. How are you doing today? So today is elections day. It's the day everyone goes out and votes, midterms, at least in my area, right? I don't really know if I want to talk about that though. Just something to bring up, and I think it's going to be kind of the day everyone's waiting on to see where the markets go, as far as stocks, bonds, crypto, etc. Because the party that gets in control is going to be the party who's going to set the tone for the next, 2 years again, and it'll be, let's say, who knows? I mean, a lot of things can happen here, but I think that for the last couple months, the people who've been running things right have been trying so hard to keep everything going and going well, so that they get the most votes. And the last week or two, there's been some pretty big shifts as far as commodity prices and kind of what the dollar's been signaling, the DXY, with its value, because there's been a change in the upward trend now to a downward trend. There's been on the daily chart pattern, I think, three lower highs and lower lows. But other than that, gold and silver, platinum, copper, they've all started their uptrends, along with a lot of other things, tin. And a lot of this may also have to do with how China had announced, I think it was last week, that they are considering now ending the zero COVID policy in China, which means they will open back up completely and begin doing all of their business again and producing stuff, which would be a very high demand on materials and energy, which at this very moment we are on very low with energy almost all around the world because of all the sanctions between countries like Russia and how everyone is trying to not use their stuff, but a lot of other countries, they are using it anyway. Besides that, we'll see what happens. And I guess I voted this morning. I'm not sure how I feel about voting. It's a very mixed bag of things for me. It's like, I don't know. I don't mean to get caught up, because I don't want to get shadow banned on here. Not that I have a lot of people watch these videos anyway. But other than that, I'm really expecting within the next week or so to see some major moves in the market right after all the stuff comes in. And we're also going to get the CPI numbers this week as far as inflation in the United States. So it's going to be a big one. I don't know off the top of my head what the expectations are, but I would say that with how fuel prices have been going and other expenses I've just been watching anecdotally in my day-to-day life, things are going up in price. If we come with a lower read, I'll be very surprised. And I don't think it's gonna, be too much helpful. How long can CPI numbers keep going up and people, traders, investors, keep telling themselves that inflation is fixed, or that inflation that the Federal Reserve is going to get hard on inflation, raise rates really high, and that it's going to bring down the markets, and that we shouldn't be in stocks. We should just keep selling it. Keep selling even everything, ETFs, commodities, etc. And then just keep waiting and selling it, because there's like this inflection point where at some point you start to wonder if you're, an institutional trader, like, well, Fed keeps saying raising rates, and inflation is not getting any better. Either they're going to rug pull, right? It's super spike interest rates, interbank lending rates, or inflation is going to get out of hand, and in that case, I should just go into commodities, right? And with how low commodity prices have gotten, they really can't go much lower as far as it be sustainable and profitable for businesses or for use in anything. So it really isn't going to take much of anything at this point on forward to make commodities go way higher. I don't see how because it's like, how can the price of copper, let's say, go much lower if fuel prices are at $5 a gallon for diesel, right? The copper manufacturers have to be able to pay for all their expenses. And in order to pay for all their expenses, they have to include fuel costs, right? Which are more than double, right? Well, you'd have to figure out what is the input cost of fuel for the price of copper, right? What percentage of the copper's price is going towards fuel? And how much as it came down this year, right? And then try and do the math to figure out, what are they making so that you can guess if it's valued or undervalued, etc. But really, what I'm seeing, I can't imagine that copper can go much lower without people just saying we're just not going to make any more, and that's only going to cause supply shortage, which in turn is going to make the price go up. Or commodities just seem like such a safe bet right now. Not only safe, but having a high return. So, that's what I've been looking at and what I'm thinking about. Other than that, in the Federal Reserve, they can't lower fuel prices. It's not in their wheelhouse to be able to affect that, because what they affect is the creation of credit, which in turn creates more economic activity, supposedly. And it doesn't change other countries so much economic activity, especially with China just opening back up. And now they have that soft pivot, or a hawkish pivot is what I think some people are calling it, where they said essentially we are going to do lower rate hikes from here on out, but we're still going to be really tough, do whatever it takes. And they used a lot of rhetoric that sounded very tough, but at the same time they're telling you directly we are going to raise rates less. It's really, it looks like a poker face or a bluff. It does seem like a pivot. I don't think everyone thinks it is, because I think some people literally believe everything that comes out of their mouth verbatim. We'll see. Other than that, that's all I have for today. You guys, please like the video, comment. If you have something else you want me to talk about, just let me know. Other than that, have a good day.